Hey, I am Thomas, and we are here with Zappy on You Just Got the Boot. Zappy, you made it very far. You were one of the most impressive gameplays today for sure. You were definitely a standout. So I guess just start by giving us like a 90 seconds or less, like TDLR. I think that's of your game today.
Yeah, so I think I started strong. I had a good alliance. I think our team, I had enough strong players on the team. Well, I was team captain, so I was able to pick people who I could trust and also some that were like soft and we would go out first. So I had that cushion at first in case we lost. We only lost like once. Going in more into late game, I think one thing was huge was I had some very strong alliances. I do feel like I kept those for as long as they were useful, and then I did turn. I think that's what really brought like my downfall eventually, was I did betray a lot of people, and I did show a lot of dishonesty, pretty much lied to everybody at some point, and I think that kind of lost some of those alliances.
Right.
It probably could have got me farther. Yeah, so I think the biggest, one of the biggest factors was finding the idol. That was shared between 4 of us, but really I kind of controlled it because we all just stored it in my bag, so I had it ready to go. So that was kind of deceitful, but I think just having that looming over me of like, I could use the idol, I think threatened and scared a lot of people.
So I'm trying to relate with the contestants and like share facts about myself and then like have a connecting question. So my question for you is, well, first, let me explain. This morning I had to flush out my eye for 3 minutes because I had something stuck in it and it was red all day. But, so my follow-up question is, they tried to flush out your immunity idol 3 times today, if not more. So let's talk about your idols. One idol. So why do you think the other Alex, Bryce, and Stone didn't try to use the idol on themselves as they were sent home?
Well, first of all, great analogy, but honestly, I don't know. If they would have pushed me, I probably would have just given them the idol, like, because it really wasn't mine. I just kind of just claimed it. But and I think maybe I convinced them it was an advantage for us to save it. But then once Stone pretty much put out there that we had it, that was a big bomb on the game. But I think, like you mentioned, like when to play it too. Like there was a couple of times like my name was brought up and they thought I had it, so they didn't vote for me. But I just didn't use it. So
you held it, yeah.
Yeah, and that got me at least 2 or 3 more rounds.
I totally agree.
Yeah, so it was a gamble, but I think it paid off.
Oh, definitely. I guess how do you feel your alliance members? Like, how do you feel like you got them to trust you enough that like you could say, I'm not going to use it on you this week, you're going to be safe, and for them to just go along with it?
Yeah, no, that was definitely with Alex, the other Alex.
Yeah.
He was, I pretty much just told him, tell everyone we're going to use it on you, and you won't get votes, and I was kind of gambling with that.
Right.
Like, I didn't want to use it, like, even if he asked me to use it, I wouldn't give it to him. But he kind of went along with it, so that didn't really come to an issue. But we got super lucky. Like, apparently they said if we used it, they would use their idols, so we didn't, and that came out great. So, yeah, I felt bad because Alex could have definitely been kicked off. I think that was definitely a threat.
Right.
But I got just convinced them it was the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, very smart gameplay. It was very impressive. My final question dealing with idols was, so Bryce almost felt like he didn't even need to use the idol. Like he was never really in the conversation of like, oh, just use it on me. In fact, he got Emily to use hers on him instead of asking you to use it on him, which is very interesting. So, like, what do you think? What are your thoughts about that?
Well, honestly, nothing until you just said that.
Yeah.
But like, it's a great point. Like, he could have definitely used it. And I think just once Stone dropped that bomb that we had it, I think he wanted to distance himself from that situation.
Gotcha.
Because I feel like that's like a lot of them thought I was dishonest because I didn't talk about it, and I held it for my own. But he kind of just let it slide. So that, I guess, yeah, you're right. That was a very smart play on his part to like keep it to himself. He removed that target and kind of built trust. So
do you think that's why he's still here?
I think so. It seems like everyone who was left like had a trust.
Mm-hmm.
He was one player I never really dealt with that often,
Gotcha.
but I've seen him definitely like make those big plays.
Yeah.
So I think he's a strong player, and I definitely think he has a great chance in jury.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything about your game that you would change?
I think just not lying to everybody.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a point to where you're just, well, people don't trust you.
Yeah.
And like, there are some players in the past who like just stand out for having done that.
Mm.
But I feel like, yeah, I just got that air of, all right, he's gonna lie.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that I just kind of went overboard with, and yeah, I think that's what lost the trust. And then eventually they're like, all right, let's get his alliance out. And once they just took each of our alliance members away, it was just open.
Right, right. But at the same time, like, you somewhat created confusion and chaos, and to the like fact that they couldn't even like plan or coordinate to try to get y'all out, you know.
Yeah.
So I think it was effective. So as a juror, what are qualities or descriptions that you look for in a winner?
Definitely someone who has the control of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of times, especially this one, it was just chaotic all the time. So just someone who could take that in and make a response that was successful, I think is huge. And I think there are definitely, all three of them showed multiple times when they've done that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and just leading from not necessarily as the target, I guess, like undercover.
Yeah.
Like, and they did a great job of that. Like, they were never really, not a lot of people targeted them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know who the top three are yet, but
Yeah.
all four of them.
How do you think this round's going to shake out?
I mean, depending on immunity, I think, I forgot her name.
Emma or Aaron?
Aaron. This whole day is going to be me forgetting names.
That's okay.
But no, Aaron, I think she was the next in line. Because she was kind of with us in that alliance that just kind of got picked apart.
Yeah.
So I think she's at a risk of being kicked off. But if she gets immunity, I think she's fine. And I would say Emma is probably, if she got immunity, then Emma's probably the next big hit.
Do you think that's a smart move because it sounds like the boys are safe in your thoughts. Like, do you think that's a smart move for them, or do you think they should, like, bring players that, like, may have been flying under the radar? Like, what would your strategy be, like, going into the final three? Like, who would you want to bring?
Maybe Erin. She played a great game, but as you said, it was like under the cover. It wasn't very out there. So I feel like a lot of the jury members won't recognize that.
Gotcha.
And so she'll be overlooked. I feel like Emma has a very good shot. Bryce was kind of undercover, so it's gonna be weird to see like what people recognize, what they call.
Yeah, exactly. It's different for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
And then one final question. So I am going to say 5 phrases, and then I want you to say which one resonates with you the most.
Okay.
You can also say your own phrase that builds off of the theme. You're going to get it very quickly.
Gotcha.
Boot Scoot Boogie. Boots from Dora the Explorer. I have a snake in my boot. Slay the house down boots, and these boots are made for walking.
I have a snake in my boot, without a doubt.
Okay, why?
It's just a quote that stands out.
Gotcha.
When I think Toy Story.
Yeah.
Don't know how it applies to the game, but I like that quote.
Yeah, it just really sparks something in you. Okay, and then one final request. So I've been asking each of the contestants to give their highest kick.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I want you to look into the camera and say, I just got high kick the boot.
Okay.
Okay, the stage is yours.
I just got the boot.
That was pretty impressive. Great job, Zappy.
Yeah, thank you.
Excellent game. Thanks for joining us.